few more things to just recap from that Eagles-Giants game before I go into my Week 6 review, Week 7 preview. One person who I didn't, well, two people actually who I didn't mention that I thought felt had good games are DeMarco Murray. Goes that saying, 22, I think, carries he had, 100-some yards. That big stiff arm he dished out on that touchdown he had. Just getting pumped, getting psyched. It was so good to see some energy out of him, see some positivity, knowing that he's contributing to the win here. And I want to say that I hope this is a performance that wakes him up, that lights a fire under his ass, and you start seeing 100 plus yard performances, because last I checked, the Giants were one of the best teams at stopping the run game. And old DeMarco, old Mr. Oh, you can't run, he only works behind Dallas's O-line, did pretty goddamn good as far as I'm concerned. Another person, and frankly this person isn't getting much props at all based on his fuck-ups from earlier in the season, but Caleb Sturgis. Caleb Sturgis was perfect. Hit every extra point, hit 2 field goals. I mean, this is a guy that has been missing multiple extra points, been missing multiple field goals, came in, aced everything. Props to this guy. It's not often that you give props to a kicker, but my gosh, we're using him as a backup kicker. You hit multiple field goals, multiple extra points. You know what? My hat's off to you, dude. Put that back on. My hair's still not combed for the morning. But anyway, as for something I said about Connor Barwin, it's not so much that I feel Connor Barwin is like a bad player. Some people took that as like, you know, what I said about him being irrelevant on the stat sheet and him not having many sacks. He only got 2 sacks this year. He had 1 tackle, whereas someone like, you know, his counterpart Hicks on as part of the linebacking core had 10 tackles. Connor Barwin is a lot better than being an agitator, because that's all he really is right now. He's getting a lot of pressure. He's getting to Eli. He's getting to all the quarterbacks. He's plowing over guys that are put in front of him. He's doing a great job getting pressure, but the problem is he's got to finish his pressure. He's got to finish putting pressure through and getting to the quarterback, doing a lot more than, you know, hitting an arm or two here or there, causing a fumble here or there. He's got to be the type of guy that you want to see get 14 plus sacks like you saw last year, get 10 plus tackles per game, stuff like that. And, you know, maybe not 10 plus tackles every game, but a lot more than 1 tackle per game like you saw last week. Anyways, my point is that Connor Barwin is a phenomenal player, but he's better. He is way better than what we're seeing this year. And that's why I kind of singled him out as part of like the negativity portion of my video, my review video for the Eagles-Giants. I just feel he's a lot better and can just got to go to that one next step, because he's getting through. He's got to get that next step. Now, granted, he's a large part as to why Eli was throwing balls right to the turf and getting penalized for doing it. Intentional grounding out the ass. But anyways, good game. Again, it's an ugly game, and frankly, if Sam Bradford has another game like that, he deserves to sit the bench. He deserves to sit the bench. Now, granted, I don't have much hope for him turning the corner at all, but that defense is still finding ways to keep the other team's offense from scoring. And as bad as Sam Bradford is, and even multiple turnovers, even besides Sam Bradford, Jordan Matthews, one of the few times he dropped the ball that he can't get blamed for, he just got drilled by a good defensive play by the New York Giants and fumbles the ball. Multiple turnovers, and Sam Bradford, 4 interceptions in the end zone this year. 4. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable to the 10th degree. But the Eagles defense is locking down. There's been, I would say, 1 real easy touchdown, unless you count stuff that happened in garbage time in the New Orleans Saints game. Like Drew Brees had a late touchdown in that game in garbage time. But one time when the game was playing at full speed, I would say the Eagles gave them an easy touchdown. That was the final touchdown in that Dallas game where Byron Maxwell was just like, ugh, I don't feel like hustling on this play. Ugh. Anyways, the defense is doing their thing, and that's really, really keeping my confidence just on the radar this year. Because if this defense was giving up 20 plus points a game, I'd be concerned, because I'm concerned about this offense consistently scoring 20 plus points a game. One last thing I want to talk about, and this is to the Giants fans out there. How the fuck do you put up with Devontae Moore? That motherfucker. I was hoping, and I don't condone fans, doing any act of violence to a player on the field, but I was hoping that someone in that crowd in Philadelphia got a car battery brought into the Lincoln Financial Field and threw it at that motherfucker's head. This motherfucker doing a dance after he finally gets a sack when his team is down by 17 points. Look at the scoreboard, you fucking cunt. What are you dancing for? Oh, I finally got to the quarterback. Oh, no, wait, no, he got to the quarterback before that. The time that Sam Bradford threw the ball, sitting back there, the play's over. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ. Got fucking Arn Anderson spine busted on the field. I'm like, look at that play. I'm like, did that motherfucker just spine buster Sam Bradford well after the play? Who the fuck is that? Then that motherfucker gets a sack again, does his little dance. 12 men on the field, fuckface. You're celebrating a sack when the Giants had too many men on the field. What a smacked ass. Boy, I can't wait to play the Giants again and see that dickhead. I hope that dickhead's still on the team, actually. What am I saying? I may not actually see him again, because Tom Coughlin usually doesn't put up with that shit. But after the first time he was dancing, I don't know how, unless I didn't see it, how the fuck is someone on that team not getting in that boy's grill saying, the fuck are you doing, asshole? We're down by 17. You're sitting there dancing like you're hot shit. Our team is shit in the fucking bed. Have some decorum, motherfucker. Anyways, 27-7. Dance your way back on up to North Jersey. Now, let's go over week 6. Devontae Moore, what a fucking douchebag. Atlanta at New Orleans. How the fuck did Atlanta lose by 10 points in this game? And frankly, it should have been. In fact, I'm counting this as a 17-point loss, because Matty Ice got a touchdown with a minute left in garbage time when the game was out of reach. So frankly, New Orleans beat Atlanta by 17 points. New Orleans is a shit team. That performance I saw from out of New Orleans 2 weeks ago in Philadelphia was putrid, was vile, was blah, blah. They beat the undefeated Falcons by 17 points. Fuck. Well, I said going into last week, there's 2 teams that you want to watch for to see, are they the real deal? Well, technically 3, but we'll get to the other 2. I said that we're going to find out if a team like Atlanta or Cincinnati was the real deal. Well, it looks much more like Cincinnati is the real deal, because they handed Buffalo's ass to them in Buffalo. 34-21. 34 points against a very good Buffalo defense. A little banged up, but whatever. Cincinnati's over there waving, saying, hello, can we get a little less attention away from the Packers and the Patriots? We're here too. And then the Broncos are like, we're here too. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up. No one wants to hear from you, Broncos. Speaking of Broncos, one of the many teams that didn't cover the point spread this week, the Denver Broncos, took the Cleveland Brownies into overtime and came out with a win. Oh, don't look now, but the Broncos are undefeated. Oh, no. Oh, boy, I feel sorry for whoever faces them in the first round of the playoffs. And one and done's Peyton Manning again. The Broncos, And I tweeted this out during the game. I was like, is it just me, or are the Broncos quite possibly the least impressive 6-0 team you have ever seen? I mean, there's they're talking about a legit quarterback change because Peyton Manning is playing that bad. He's had at least one interception in every single game. Now, granted, that Bronco defense looks great. You get a halfway decent quarterback in there, and this team can go places. But right now, Peyton Manning, and it's all Peyton Manning hate aside and all exaggeration aside, he's playing some of the absolute worst quarterback football right down in the bottom of the gutter with Jay Cutler right now. And it's no exaggeration. That's how fucking bad Peyton Manning is playing. Oh, don't worry, he needs a few more weeks to work out the new system. Oh my God, you Peyton Manning loyalists, shut the fuck up. He ain't gonna work shit out. He ain't gonna turn the corner. He's not a young guy that can learn to correct his ways. He's an old man that's a broken down quarterback. Fucking retire while you can still walk. I told you all that Peyton Manning's a selfish player to even be playing this year. He's got nothing left to prove, and he's got nothing left. Chicago versus Detroit. I said if Detroit lost this game, they wouldn't win a game all season. Well, it took till overtime, but Detroit won. As great of a victory as it is to beat the Bears in overtime, you got it. Congratulations, Detroit. You are not going to repeat the awfulness that was your 0-16 season. So you can't be a two-time offender, for lack of a better term. 37-34. Who gives a shit game of the week? Houston beat Jacksonville 31-20. What did he do? The have fun with Andy Reid game of the week. Kansas City put up a magnificent amount of whopping. They got the double digits. They got the 10 points against the Minnesota Vikings in an equally apathetic, I don't know what the fucking word I'm looking for here. Just say a pathetic showing. Combined total of 26 points in this game. Minnesota 16-10 over Kansas City. Have fun with Andy Reid in Kansas City. Have fun. Have fun with him. Big Red's there to stay for at least another year, whether you like it or not. The Washington Football Redskins versus the New York Football Jets. Jets 34-20 over said Redskins. Redskins got a little cocky after they beat the Eagles, so they're going to make some noise, and they're in the basement. They're in the basement. But they have company. The Redskins and Cowboys. What a fitting basement duo. Like I said, I got to point things out like this while I can before my team fucks it up the following week. Arizona at Pittsburgh. Arizona, you motherfuckers. Every time I want to be a believer in them, they go and have a game like this. 13 points against the Steelers. Now, the Steelers are a pretty good defense, but my God, Arizona has been putting up points left and right. What the fuck? Did Carson Palmer say, you know what, it'd be nice if Michael Vick got a win at home this week. I think I'm going to let the Pittsburgh Steelers win. What the fuck? I have no confidence in Arizona now. That's 2 bad losses for this team. And there's nothing wrong with losing the Steelers. The Steelers are the Steelers, even with Michael Vick at quarterback. But putting up 13 points when you've had really no problem putting up points at all this year. This is why I'm not a believer in this team. They're just inconsistent. And Carson Palmer has done nothing in this league. Miami at Tennessee. New coach at the helm. My God, 38 points. 38-10 over the Tennessee Titans. And boy, all that talk of Mariota time is really quieting down. Not that I think Mariota sucks or anything like that, but boy, he came up, won one game in week 1. All of a sudden, it's like, my God, oh shit, we beat the Buccaneers in week 1, and no, we haven't done fuck all since. Well, on the plus side, You're going to get another good draft pick, Tennessee. That's, like, in all seriousness, that's pretty good news. Because it's nice that you got that franchise quarterback and you're going to get a really good piece to either protect for him or play with him out in the field or do some damage on the other end of the ball on the defense. Sorry, I get a bad case of the yawns when I'm about to talk about something that's not really that impressive. Oh, sorry. All right, where was I? Oh, the next game here. The Carolina Panthers. I'm sorry. The Carolina Panthers beat the Seattle Seahawks. A 5-win team beat a 2-win team. 27-23. Come behind victory, late drive. Cam Newton, final drive of the game. Sorry. Something just, I don't know. There's something that just really doesn't fucking impress me at the time being. I can't really name what it is. Maybe we'll find out a little bit later this week. Anyway, San Diego. What more can Phillip Rivers do? He can find a way to get the ball in the end zone there. He had more than a few chances to do so in the end of that game. 500 plus yards, and the Green Bay Packers train just keeps on chugging along. 27-20. Big back and forth game. Great game. Man, you got to find a way to help your quarterback win or get your quarterback a win when he throws for over 500 yards. Fucking hell. And in the, oh my God, did that seriously just fucking happen game of the week, the San Francisco 49ers partly fucked up next year's great draft pick by winning a game against the Baltimore Ravens, which, by the way, was like the 6th or 7th team that didn't cover the spread this week. Baltimore's favorite to win in this game went to San Francisco and lost 25-20. Baltimore, it is so fucking over. I mean, it was over before this game, but I had no idea you were this fucking bad. And if people want to say how bad my picks are at the beginning of the season, think about this. Sports Illustrated, the end-all, be-all, knower of sports knowledge, picked the Baltimore Ravens to win Super Bowl 50. You want to call me fucking stupid? There's people that know a lot more about the game of football working up in Connecticut or wherever Sports Illustrated gets made. Connecticut's ESPN, what the fuck ever. Anyways, Baltimore has picked to win the Super Bowl. They got one fucking win this year. And in another game where the team did not cover the spread, the New England Patriots beat the Indianapolis Colts 34-27. I told you this was not a game that I felt confident in New England's chances. Indianapolis almost got done, but you know what? Almost isn't enough. And frankly, I don't care if New England didn't cover the 8-point spread on this. They still won the game. A big test going on the road, and they came out with the win. That New England and Packers train just keeps chugging right along. Cincinnati is kind of trailing right behind, and then in the caboose is the people that are asleep that play for Carolina. Anyway, final game of the week. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Giants 27-7. Opening Thursday Night Football, a battle of the what the fuck 2-win teams. Seattle at San Francisco. I would have said, even going back to 2 weeks ago, there is absolutely not a chance in fucking hell that San Francisco can win this game. But there is actually a chance San Francisco will win this game with a ragtag defense that is decimated by guys that got injured and concussed and retired. And oh my gosh, this team is such a pile of shit. They may beat the Seahawks. But who are we kidding? They won't. Seattle's going to win. Philadelphia, Carolina. We'll talk about that game a little later this week. I recommend you tune in to see that video, because I got some fucking things to say. Buffalo at Jacksonville. Buffalo's been shit in the bed as of late, but they're good enough to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Look for Buffalo to win on the road. Minnesota at Detroit. I don't like how Minnesota played. They got the win last week, but a very, very anemic performance. That's the word I was going for. Look for Minnesota to lose to Detroit. New Orleans at Indianapolis. Don't be fooled by that rather impressive win that New Orleans had over Atlanta. That's a bad football team. That's a bad football team with not one really good playmaker on that team. And certainly don't be fooled by when they beat the Dallas Cowboys. When they beat the Dallas Cowboys. Do you remember when they beat the Dallas Cowboys? Anyways, I'll look for Indianapolis to win. Pittsburgh at Kansas City. Kansas City's got to eventually win again. I'll pick Kansas City at home. It is Archfiend's totally unconfident pick of the week. Houston at Miami. I like how Miami played and put up a 38 spot with a new coach. I like that. That team is showing some fire right now. And frankly, I think that team is a lot better than the slop that has been taking the field the first 5 weeks. Minus, I think they had a bye in the way. Anyways, I think they're way good enough to beat a bad Houston team at home. New York Jets at the New England Patriots. Patriots. Because the Jets are not the Mets. Fuck you, Chicago Cubs, for laying down and dying for the Mets. 4 games to none? What the fuck? New England wins at home. Cleveland at St. Louis. I like how tough Cleveland played the Broncos last week. They covered. St. Louis is going to win at home, though. Atlanta at Tennessee. Atlanta bounces back from a terrible, terrible loss last week and helps that Tennessee Titan draft pick for 2016 look ever so much better. Tennessee loses at home. Atlanta wins 55-27. Just kidding about that part. Who gives a flying fuck game of the week? Tampa at Washington. Tampa. Fuck the Redskins. Fuck. Oakland at San Diego. Oakland will not win in San Diego. Chargers win. I think that's going to be a blowout. And you know, I'm going to jump to the Monday game because the Sunday night game, I got some things to talk about. Okay, Baltimore at Arizona. Okay, first of all, Arizona. I can forgive you for that little stammer you had last week. That little stammer and that terrible. Like, I can forgive you. If you come back at home and kick the ever-loving shit out of a team that you should kick the ever-loving shit out of. This Baltimore team is bad. And frankly, they're getting to the point where you can just see them players, they just don't even really want to give full effort right now. Why would you? Why would you? Your season's over. They conceded the season by week 5. They're just prolonging the season by taking to the field now. Arizona's still got everything to play for. Arizona's got a chance to really wrap up the division, even wrap up a potential bye. It depends if Carolina starts falling off or Atlanta starts falling off and they sneak in. So they got everything to play for in a game like this. Arizona better win this game by at least 17 points. I don't think they will, because I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to... who we can. The Cardinals are going to win. All right, my final game of the week here. I saved this for the last. Dallas at... Is there no Sunday night game next week? Oh, duh. It's... I was like, why is that not showing on my schedule? I forgot I set that aside because it's... Wow, that was fucking retarded of me. I think the Eagles play Sunday night, right? Monday Night Football. The Ravens, they covered that, the 4 o'clock game, Dallas at the New York Giants. See, people, it usually lists the game in order. I have an excuse, and I was like, why is there no 8 o'clock game listed? Because since I have the Eagles as my favorite team, they show up at the top of the list. It doesn't show up in time sequential order, all right? I'm not that much of a fucking retard, even though I shouldn't have forgot that the... I'm just digging that hole deeper. Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. There's a lot of ways to look at this game, and frankly, no matter what the outcome of this game is, I will be reasonably happy, because it'll either have the Eagles still tied for first place, or the Eagles will be a game up in first place, depending on what the Eagles do in their game against the Carolina Panthers, which I think is Sunday night. Let me check. Anyway, the Cowboys, on the other hand, can be right back in the mix with a win here. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people that either hate the Dallas Cowboys or are fans of the Giants and the Eagles, you know, want, and specifically Eagles fans in this, I'll take the Giants fans out of the equation, the Eagles fans want... that I've heard want the Cowboys to lose, because the theory or the logic behind it is if, like, say the Eagles win Sunday night, Dallas loses, say the Eagles win next week, Dallas loses next week, you're looking at a gap of 3 games that Dallas will be behind the Eagles. And people are like, man, they won't even be able to catch up even if they do get Dez and Tony back. Here's the potential backfire of that. If Dallas say they go on to lose this week against the Giants, lose next week, I think they play Seattle, whatever. They lose, let's just say they lose against the Giants, lose the next week, and lose the next week after that, and the Eagles win 3 games in a row. The division's wrapped up. The Cowboys' chances of making the playoffs are absolute 0. It just ain't fucking happening. You can't be 6, 7, 8 weeks into the season with 2 wins and make the playoffs. It just ain't fucking happening. Now people will be like, oh, well then, Dez and Tony will come back and then they'll start winning games and they'll fuck over the draft pick for next year. Here's the thing. If Dallas gets too many L's before Dez and or Tony come back, they won't come back at all. Because there will be no reason to have Dez and Tony come back. If there is no chance of Dallas playing for the playoffs, they have no... Why would they have them come back? Tank the season. I would do that if I was owner, if I was Jerry Jones, I'd be like, I don't know if you looked, but I'd be on the phone with everyone. Everyone be on the phone. It'd be one big conference call. I'd be like, I don't know if you guys looked, but it's week 8 and we got 2 fucking wins. You better tell Dez and Tony to stay in the fucking showers because they ain't getting out to get on the field. Have them hug each other, cuddle each other, all they want in the showers, and tell them to stay there. Click. So people like say, like, you know, I hope Dallas gets a lot of L's before Dez and Tony come back. You better be careful what you wish for. Because one of the things that Dallas has not had in the Tony Romo era is that top draft pick. And you're looking at a team that could have a very good potential top 5 draft pick if their playoff chances are done before Tony and Dez come back, because they'll leave both of them out and they'll give us Whedon the rest of the year. He ain't gonna win much but 2 more games at best. So I'm like, I think I want the Giants to win this game because I don't want Dallas catching too many losses. But at the same time, it's like, well, how confident do I feel that, you know, someone like the Eagles are going to continue to win games over here in the next few weeks that could bury Dallas's chances. So I'm like, fuck, what do I want to happen? I honestly don't know. Go Giants, fuck the Dallas Cowboys. See you guys later.